Good evening to all of you, and thank you for joining us on 13 Plus. I'm Mary Coleman. Happy Monday. Well, you or your family could be hit by stray gunfire from blocks away because of a tiny device police are finding on criminals all across our nation. Investigative reporter Brendan Keefe discovered people are printing these gun conversion parts at home. Here's that story.
15 rounds, 30 rounds, spraying from a regular handgun.
Converted to fire like a machine gun.
With a single pull of the trigger. On the range and on the street. So many shell casings, officers are running out of evidence markers and are forced to use paper cups. This tiny switch instantly turns an ordinary pistol into a machine gun.
This handgun without the switch, single fire. One press of the trigger, one bullet comes out of the gun. But because it has the switch, it will now fire full auto.
Even experienced shooters have trouble controlling a full auto handgun. Here's the ATF agent who showed us how to use it. Knocked back by the sheer firepower, the bullet's way off target.
You could be sitting in your bedroom. You could be sitting at your kitchen table. Bam, from a gun that powerful.
Sandra Scott is a member of the Georgia General Assembly.
Representative Sandra Scott.
Just days before this year's legislative session, her cousin was killed by stray gunfire.
It was his son's birthday. He thought his dad was coming home to celebrate, but his dad ended up in the morgue.
Scott had already introduced a bill to add state prison time for possession of a gun switch, a full year before her cousin was killed.
A bullet don't have a name on it.
In other words, it's going to kill whoever it hits.
That's right.
This isn't a hypothetical. They're finding these on the street.
They've been on the street for a while.
Atlanta police are finding more and more gun switches on suspects.
And that's a federal crime, sir.
Oh my goodness. A switch?
Stop! Stop!
Sometimes after they go off.
Wait, no, shot fire, shot fire, shot fire!
This officer was saved during a struggle for the gun only because the full auto weapon jammed in the mud. In other cities, officers have not been so lucky. In Houston, a single gunman with a switch took on several officers. And another Houston police officer was killed by full auto gunfire when serving a warrant.
Let's do this, Steve.
At 1,200 rounds a minute, that means the magazine is empty on a single pull of the trigger, and we don't know where those rounds are going to go.
Correct, in a matter of seconds.
The ATF showed us just how easy it is to download a gun switch from the internet and print it at home.
How do you stop something when you can 3D print it at home?
That's the million-dollar question.
If they're doing that without an ATF license, this is a federal crime, right?
100%. It's a federal crime, and they could go to prison, federal prison for it.
Well, switching gears now, we want to bring in Chief Meteorologist Aaron Christensen for a check of your weather. Aaron, a little wet out there today.
Even more rain, at least for Tucson today, than what we had yesterday.
Oh, wow.
It seemed like we had more widespread rain, but it was a little bit lighter. Today we've had several rounds of heavy rain, so that's brought us several rainfall records across southern Arizona. So our action night does continue, not only because those roads are slick, but we do still have more snow in the mountains, so we have a winter storm warning as well. Want to give everybody a look at this storm system. It is, no doubt, winding down, but we're still going to see a bit more rainfall yet this evening. Most of that right across the Tucson metro right now. And we have had a few lightning strikes detected on our lightning detection network. So please keep in mind, if you can hear thunder, that means you need to be indoors and wait for at least 30 minutes after you last hear that before venturing out again. A month's worth of rain. Actually, we're closing in on almost 3 months worth of rainfall here, or at least 3 times the average April rainfall. We've had 6,800 hundredths of an inch so far, and we normally only have about 2,400 hundredths of an inch at Tucson's official recording site at the airport for the entire month of April. So we are way ahead of the game as far as our rainfall is concerned. And they are rewriting the record books in Nogales, Safford, and in Douglas right now, and more rain potentially even for those areas than what has already broken those records. Our winter storm warning continues through 9 p.m. for all the mountains you see shaded in pink for all of southeast Arizona above 7,000 feet. This is where we've already had several inches worth of snow and more on the way. This is a look from the Mount Graham access road there. If you've ever been up to the telescope, this is part of the view that you would see as you're heading up there. Our snowfall could again return as we head through Friday night and Saturday. That's when our next storm system starts to move through. So we've had 5 inches worth of snow across Summerhaven in the last 48 hours. That was the last report we received from a train spotter there. Wouldn't be shocked if it's even higher at this point, but likely another round of snow coming by late in the work week and early into the weekend as well. So we know Catalina Highway is open now with restrictions. That could change quite quickly. If you're planning on heading up there to enjoy that new snow, make sure you're calling ahead and finding out if it is still open and what those restrictions are if it's open. Your latest radar is still showing a few of those showers right across Tucson, with that changing over to snow across Catalina Highway. And the quick look at those rainfall totals for us for January, February, March, and now April, well above average for each and every month, partly due to the El Nino pattern that we've had. And that's going to be changing here as we head through late spring into early summer, possibly transitioning to a La Nina. But that's a story for another day. Our 13 First Alert 7-day forecast does show a rebound of temps. We'll be back to the upper 60s tomorrow, 77 Wednesday, 84 Thursday. Then brace for the next storm system to bring back those strong gusting winds, blowing dust on Friday, 75 degrees. And then Saturday, our temperatures knocked back down to the mid-60s.
Everyone's favorite wind, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Well, Aaron, since we got you here, I want to take a live look looking at our sunset. But I know a lot of people are patiently and anxiously waiting that SpaceX launch because we've been waiting for so long.
I know.
It's supposed to go at 7:30 tonight. So I'm wondering, kind of judging by the conditions, is it going to be as good looking as it was last time, maybe, hopefully?
You know, probably not. I think what you're looking at as far as those sky conditions are concerned to the west is about what we'll have, in the next 30 to 60 minutes. I don't expect the clouds to miraculously clear anytime soon, but you might be able to see it in between those breaks. I mean, we do have some decent breaks in the clouds to the west, and that storm system is moving out from west to east, so if we do have enough clear skies to view it, at least it's in the western direction.
All right, you all heard it here. But yeah, send us any cool pictures you might get. Everyone's in different parts of southern Arizona. So if you get any good ones, send them our way. All right, well, have a great evening, and we will see you on 13 News Live at 10 for more of your news and weather.